What is up, my outstanding audience? Today we're going to be doing another Total Drama video. Today we're going to be doing Total Drama Action. And before I tell you guys the theme, I want to thank everybody who voted on the poll on which season I should do next. I also want to thank everybody who commented on my last video. I'm going to be sharing a little slideshow of everybody who commented. I won't be saying your names because I suck at pronouncing names. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. So if you want to see your name in the next video, in the end of this video, then stick to the end. You should also stick to the end because I also made an amazing story for this one. And with that said, the theme of today is, what if Harold didn't vote out Leshawna? So how this would work is that Courtney's going to try to convince Harold, but Harold's just not going to listen. He's still going to vote out Duncan. Duncan is gone. Courtney realizes that she is basically screwed, so she's going to get Justin on his side, because Justin's going to fall in love with Courtney. And I think Leshawna will win the first part of the challenge. Courtney will still become the princess. There's nothing that would change about the fact that her and Lindsay won last challenge, episode 18. So those two win. Courtney fits on the shoe. Courtney becomes the princess. And so Leshawna's going to win the first part. I think that's pretty obvious. I think she will still win. I think everybody that doesn't win just doesn't win. So it's Harold, Justin, and Leshawna, because Beth and Lindsay no longer in. And instead of giving the idea to Justin, Harold's going to just give the idea to Leshawna and let Leshawna win. So Leshawna's going to climb up the tower, fight with Courtney, because instead of just letting Courtney hit her off like Justin did, he's going to fight. She's going to fight with Courtney, and she's going to beat Courtney. And so Courtney's mad, and she realizes that she has a high chance of going home, and best case scenario, it's a tie. So she has to throw Justin under the bus. So what she does is tells Justin, kind of like get Beth and Lindsay more mad at him, so two of them vote for him, and him and Courtney and Justin would vote for Harold, and Harold and Leshawna would vote for Courtney, causing in a three-way tie. So Justin listens to Courtney because he's a massive simp like Duncan, but Courtney's just going to vote for Justin, causing Justin to go home. Episode 21, where we bring back Owen. I still think that would happen. Like, nothing would change about that. Duncan coming back would not change that. Duncan being in the aftermath wouldn't change that. It's because if you remember, it was Owen, Heather, and Leshawna in the aftermath, and now it's just going to be Duncan, but that wouldn't really matter. Episode 21, the Rock and Roll Challenge. I think Lindsay would still everybody would still get out that was in. Leshawna would probably not do good enough, and so the award's going to go to Courtney. So Courtney's going to win, but even still, Lindsay's still going to win. I'm just saying that. Lindsay's still going to win. And in the next part, Courtney's enraged that Lindsay won, and she's also enraged that Leshawna beat her last challenge. So Leshawna and Courtney have a rivalry. I know they had, like, some interactions last season, like the bunny thing, but, you know, they also had some bad interactions, like when Leshawna said about her still talking about being a CIT and all that. So Courtney's going to win, and they have to figure out who to vote out now. So they're going to vote out Lindsay, since they could vote out Leshawna, but she has too much protection. And Lindsay's probably the dumbest one there, because she's also mad at Lindsay for winning the first part, and she just wants to get Lindsay out of there. So she decides to either vote for Lindsay and Leshawna. She's going to be like, just get rid of Lindsay, and she wants to deal with Leshawna personally, because right now Leshawna has a lot of allies. So does Lindsay, but they're not as close as Harold and Leshawna are. Also, I think Owen's going to form a little boys alliance with Harold. So that's going to happen. I think Courtney's basically going to force Harold into alliance. Well, force Harold to vote for Lindsay. Saying, like, what if Leshawna gets too close to Beth and Lindsay and she votes you out? So Harold just agrees with it. And it would be a tie if Lindsay didn't vote for herself again. Because nothing's going to stop that. Beth is still here. So Lindsay gets the boot again. So yeah, it's kind of almost like the same order, but like the events are different. Like the story's different. The eliminations are kind of the same, but the story's different. Episode 23, the Space Challenge. Here's what I think's gonna happen. I do think Courtney isn't gonna win, because normally Courtney and Beth won, but Harold was the one to suggest using something like big and platable or whatever the hell he said. And Leshawna is gonna hear this, and she's gonna agree with Harold to get Owen to shove himself in the plane. So, and then it comes down to the barfing challenge. And who I think's gonna win that? Well, Leshawna and Harold are gonna decide the order of elimination. I mean, Leshawna and Harold, yeah, they're gonna decide. So they're kind of getting Beth in, and they realize they should be in the middle, because in case the challenge is like something where you want to be first or something where you want to be last, they just decide to go in the middle. So the order is Owen, Beth, Leshawna, Harold, Courtney. No, sorry. Beth is next. So, Owen's going to go throw up. Harold will go, but he'll do horrible. Leshawna's not going to do it. And Beth realizes that Courtney might do it just for invincibility. So Beth gets in the machine, and she still does it. Also, the people still get the awards. I mean, that wouldn't really matter. Leshawna's award would probably just be a picture of a cousin or something. So, the elimination comes down. Beth has immunity, and Harold starts to notice Owen. Since now they're in a little alliance, they're starting to notice him more. So Owen just tells Courtney, we need to vote out Harold. Just trust me, we need to vote out Harold. There's no time to explain. You have to trust me. Vote out Harold. Courtney doesn't get it, but she understands. And Beth, she's going to get Beth on her side, and she's going to say to Beth, how do you know Leshawna's not going to bring Harold? They are in a relationship, you know. And that's going to trick Beth into voting for Harold. And then Beth's going to feel really bad, so she's going to keep apologizing to Leshawna. Leshawna's going to forgive her. And we move on to the next episode. This episode, I still think Beth is picking the raccoon and winning. It's just that. Beth just wins. It doesn't really matter. I think Leshawna would get the chameleon, Owen would get the bear, Courtney would get the sharks. And then Courtney's going to look at her PDA, and she's going to be mad at Owen. She's going to realize that Owen was a traitor, and Owen's going to admit it to everybody. Well, Owen's not going to admit it to everybody, but Courtney's going to tell everybody that Owen was a traitor. And so Owen is upset. Owen is sad. And everybody's just going to vote for Owen. Since Owen doesn't have immunity, Owen's gone, and it's the final three. Now, you might be thinking, how come it wasn't a double elimination? Well, we're actually going to be doing it a little different. Episode 25 is going to be a pirate-themed challenge. Still, because remember the first, fifth of the episode, or first fourth of the episode was just pirate theme day. I think the entire episode now is going to be pirate theme day, and then the finale will be the vote ceremony. So, I think they're still going to clean the deck and then raise the flag, but I think But the second part of the challenge is going to be kind of like Battleship in the way. They're just going to fight with ships until one goes down. So I think Leshawna's going to win the first part, and then Courtney, then Beth. And so whoever last boat standing, or whoever boat makes it to Chris, kind of like the World Tour episode, but with 3 boats and one person commanding each boat, and they don't have cannons. They're just attacking each other like bumper boats. So kind of like the World Tour episode. You know which one I'm talking about? Sweden one, we built when phase 1. So I think Leshawna is gonna either so the first 2 people to make it to Chris, or the first two people that make it to Chris win. So Beth is gonna avenge her. So they're so close, they're bumping in each other's boats. They're almost there, and Beth, to avenge for Harold, is gonna crash into Courtney's boat, causing Courtney's boat to sink and Leshawna to win. But there's still 1 spot left, so Courtney and Beth are swimming. But then Courtney beats Beth by a little meter. So Beth gets eliminated, and the final 2 are Leshawna and Courtney. Now, you could still have them tie and then do the aftermath challenge, but I mean, that would equal 27 episodes. I think it's more fair that they just do the final episode, that was the finale that was intended, because that was much more cooler. And now, instead of it being a weird finale, it would more focus on the Courtney and Leshawna's rivalry. So there you go. That's another total drama video. Thank you guys for all the love and support. We're almost at 200 subscribers. In fact, by the time you see this, we might actually be at 200 subscribers, which is just an amazing thought of mine. I never would have expected us to be at 200 subscribers. 100 subscribers took a while, but 200, we just went off real fast. Seriously, thank you so much for all the love and support you give me. I'm probably going to do another total drama video. Leave your suggestions in the comments. I love reading them. I'll probably show the comments again. Speaking of that, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to be giving every comment a special shout out. I won't be trying to pronounce their names because I don't want to offend anybody if I pronounce their name wrong. So yeah, let's show you that. Feel free to check out any of these channels. I'm sure they're all amazing. And I'll see you guys next time.